Good
Uh,
morning. How
yes,
are
good
you?
morning. I am doing well. How are you?
I'm fine now. Thanks.
Alright, that's wonderful to know. All right,
Yeah,
then. Shall we begin with session's topic? Do you have any doubt, any question before that?
we shall move on.
Okay. So today is all about a game called Never Have I Ever. Have you ever
Yes,
played this game? Any clue how it is played?
I have never played this one and I had no idea about this. Before I searched
Okay.
some
This
questions,
game, yeah.
yeah, first about the game.
Mhm.
But like when I searched it, I got some idea. Maybe I have watched this on movies and
Mhm.
somewhere. Yeah,
Mhm. So tell me the brief idea that you have about it. What is it all about?
like maybe it's almost related to that spinning the bottle game, and when the person to whom this sits on, he would be asked some question and things like that. So it's about, have you ever done something or not?
I'll tell you actually how this game is. Have you watched the movie Ye Jawani Hai Diwani by
Yeah, I
Deepika?
like, I explained the same thing. Sorry. No,
Yours was the
I haven't watched that movie, but I explained the same thing. Like, we have to ask our, maybe in a group or something like that, after that explaining that if someone is ready to answer, which I mean, have, like, if I ask you, have you ever wondered why people, I mean, go to, or like, why have we shrinking the use of this word love?
Mhm,
It is used only for the purpose of like between the couple. Like,
mhm,
I'm unable to say we can love anyone, we can love our friends, we can love our relatives, we can love our brother, sister, anyone. But we have, I mean, shrunken the use of this word. So have you
mhm.
ever wondered about this?
Okay, are you asking me that?
Yeah,
Actually, I have earlier when I was younger, but now that I understand the meaning of these words, especially there is another term related to it called romantic. So people
yeah,
usually think that romantic is only between the couples, the lovey-dovey
yes,
things.
of course.
That's not actually true. Romantic means someone who is less logical and more emotional, who is passionate, who
Yeah,
gives chance to imaginary things. So the same thing with love as well. I think spreading love and joy is something which is very crucial. We cannot define it with couple or any particular relationship. Everyone should love everyone. I'm in that favor now. So
yes, of
now
course,
that
of course.
doesn't trouble me.
Yeah,
About
like,
this game, I do need to specify there's a little confusion regarding this, so I have to clarify that.
okay, okay,
Never have I ever originated as a drinking game. So if you
okay,
and I are playing that game, we'll have some drinks in our hands and we'll each get our turn. You won't ask me any question. I have to say something that I have never done. So it begins
okay,
like, never have I ever been been in a bullock cart. Okay. So
yeah,
anyone who has done that has to take a sip, has to drink whatever they have in their glass. So if you have been in a bullock cart, so you have to take a sip. So if you have
okay,
never done that, you will not drink. If you have done it, you have to drink in the entire
yes,
game.
of course, of
Right?
course.
So no questions are asked. You have to do it yourself. In this session, it is framed like questions. I think it's a
Yeah,
bit
okay,
clear now. Shall we begin?
yes, of course.
All right. So, simple things. Let's begin with, never have I ever been in a physical fight.
Yeah, of course. I have never been in
All
that.
right. Why
And if
not?
I, yeah, if I have to explain this, I would say, like, ever since childhood, I had been that kind of reserved guy who used to speak, or who used to speak very late, and only when it is required, and only
Mhm,
when somebody asks you to do something, I would do that, and I would do only that. Nothing from
mhm.
my side. For
Okay.
example, if someone has asked me to,
Mhm.
uh, I mean, if someone asks me to help me for particular thing,
Mhm.
I'm going to help him or her. In between, something
Mhm.
like, for example, she had a glass in her hand and that got dropped and broken. And then unless she asked or he asked me to help me to take that and clean that, I would not help him or her.
Mhm.
I would
Okay.
only help for the earlier question, the earlier whatever he or she had asked, and then I would go back to my work. So I had been that kind of reserved guy since childhood, and I
Okay.
had never been in any such condition.
All right. Since you stayed out of most of the social interactions, there was
Yeah,
never a situation where you had to confront any fight, any argument.
yeah,
Absolutely. All right, then. Just one word here. How would you like to read this word? It's in the chat box.
broken.
Broken. Exactly. You
Yeah,
said it perfectly right now. Do remember in the sentences as well, it's a small o. So, broken.
yeah.
Broken. All right, perfect. Absolutely. But there's one point that you mentioned that you never offered to help unless someone asked you to do so. Do you
Yes,
feel
yes.
you're still the same person? You wouldn't help someone if they don't ask you to? Or you'll jump in, be the savior?
I'm still the same, but of course, it depends on the situation. For example, if there is an emergency kind of situation, then of course I would go ahead. But if it is a trivial, like I said about the glass broken part, then
Mm-hmm.
I would not go for help for offering my.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, all right, absolutely. Never interfere where you're not needed. It
Yeah,
only leads to troubles. Okay, let's do the next case. Never have I ever, this is a light-hearted one. Never have I ever taken an auto.
taken an auto for
Yes.
commuting
Yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I have taken, like, generally the place where I have been living, we get auto only, but it is the shared one. And if I talk about that auto which we generally take without sharing, so
Mm-hmm.
I have done that while I was in Delhi.
All right. Mm-hmm. So for what purposes? Just to travel from your place to your coaching
Yeah,
college?
yeah,
That?
sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Okay.
for the general purpose. Like sometimes if I have to reach in time, it is emergency, something like that. Then I had to use that. Otherwise, I generally used to use the sorry, public transport, of course. Like that is also a public transport. I mean to say bus here.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, how has your experience been in an auto? Is it comfortable, noisy, uncomfortable? What would you say?
Of course, it is comfortable, but it costs a little more. And
Mm-hmm.
yes, sometimes these auto wallahs charge more than that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
this is the experience that I'm sharing from Delhi, that so many auto drivers, they would say that our meter is not working, and then
Mm-hmm.
they will try to bargain with you over the fare, and probably they will charge 50 or 60 rupees extra, especially
Mm-hmm.
to those who are unaware. So that
Yeah.
is difficult. I mean, for those who are not aware, but for those who are aware, they do not give that much money.
Hmm.
And it is
True.
always advisable that if you are working, why not just get your meter repaired, and if it is okay, then you should always use it.
Hmm. Many people say that even they rig the meter, they try to rig it, and then something goes wrong. Their meter isn't accurate as well. Do you think that's the case?
Of course, that is also a different problem, but I talked about this, that if something is good, or if so many auto drivers, they are not willing to go with that. I mean, they try to take the passengers after bargaining with them over the fare.
Mhm. Absolutely, that can become quite troublesome. All right, then. Okay, now this is one trouble that you faced, but why not book Ola? You're not a fan of Ola. I think with Ola, there is no argument and a fair amount.
Yes, of course, I can use or I have used sometimes, but here, like I said, the place where I have been staying, and we generally do not use that because we use the share that is, I mean, we use the autos that are shared by 3 or 4 people. Like the bigger one is shared by even 6 or 8 people.
Mm-hmm.
So that is,
Right, right.
uh, I mean, comfortable or
Mm-hmm.
what I just maybe I should have used the other word. I'm forgetting it.
Convenient.
Yeah,
That
convenient.
is more convenient.
That is more convenient.
True. So whichever fits well, whichever is available there, that could be the choice. Okay. Now next one is similar to that. Never have I ever taken a train or a plane.
Uh, I have never taken a plane, and of
Mhm.
course, as far as train is concerned, that is the genuine or normal source of commuting. So yes, I have taken that so many times,
Mhm.
and I would like to ask the same to you.
Mhm.
Have you ever boarded a plane, or have you ever visited abroad?
Abroad, I haven't yet. That is still on my list. But
Okay.
planes and trains, I've often traveled in both of them. That's the
Yeah.
experience I've had. But there are many people who have never been in a train as well. Oh, have you met someone like that?
Uh, like if I explain one of my cousin, one of my sisters, last
Yeah.
year she boarded uh, train for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were going to, and I didn't know even. I mean,
Hmm.
I had not noticed it that she had never been on a train. She just explained it to me last time we were going from Patna to Jamshedpur to attend a marriage, and
Mm-hmm.
there she explained that I have never been in a train.
All
So
right, to attend a wedding.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. All right, understandable. Because even I know I have a friend who has never been in a train. Why? Because she has never been outside her city. So there
yeah,
are people like her, and you just
yeah.
never
Of course,
know.
that is the main reason behind this.
Mhm. Exactly, because they haven't been outside their city. All right, one last thing. That would be the end of this session then. Never have I ever bunked a class in school, college, or coaching.
As far as school is concerned, I used to bunk it. Like I was a big fan of cricket, and whenever I used to get chance to play cricket, I used to bunk my school. Maybe sometimes 2 or 3 days in a week.
Mhm.
And by bunking, I mean it's not about after reaching to home, sorry, after reaching school, and I'm trying to jump it from the wall and
But
going
that is
outside.
bunking. If you
I
don't go
mean,
to school,
it's
then it
like
isn't bunking.
I'm no, I'm trying to explain it. Like everyone in my family knew that I'm going to school. I
Oh,
went out for school, and then in
okay.
midway, I went to play in the field. And after the school time's over, I came back. So I'm trying to put it
Oh,
that way.
oh yeah, then it is bunking for sure. But you were not scared that your family members might find you, someone can see you there.
I was, I mean, a kid that time. I'm trying to explain all these things in between my age of 8 to 12 or 13, when I
All
was
right.
8 years to 12 or 13 years old. So
Still
between
very
the,
risky.
yeah,
8-year-old
class
kid
2
taking that
or
risk.
class 2 to class 7 or 8.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, so you have bunked your classes in school. What about college and coachings? Never there?
No, not in the coaching. And I have not been to college because I have cleared my become honor, sorry, become power from DUSOL.
All right, so distance education, if I'm not
Yeah,
wrong. Was
yeah,
it
of
like?
course. It is at School of Open Learning, Delhi University.
Right, right, got it. Okay, so for college, you could not bunk. For coaching, you were
Yeah,
very serious student. That's why you did not bunk it. And for
yes,
school,
of course.
you bunked at every opportunity you received. But never in
Yeah,
your ninth to 12th, never in your high school. Were you a serious kid by then?
like in the ninth or tenth, I never gone to school. By that time, I mean I was in a government school, so I used to go to school only for the purpose like filling the form or getting registration or
Oh.
appearing in the exam, and all
Mm-hmm.
other day was like a bunking altogether.
All
It
right,
was a
got it.
government school of Bihar School Examination Board, and I think I have explained so much about all these things that
Yeah, I
I
understood the
mean,
person.
yes, yes.
Okay, wrapping up this session here, just right now, one sentence that you said, I never gone to school. So instead of gone, we would use I never went to school. If you want to use gone, it would be I have
Like
never gone.
I think I used I have never.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
I just didn't hear have. Maybe that's why it could be some
okay,
other network thing.
okay, okay.
So I mustn't have heard it. No worries. Wrapping up this session here. A good session. Just keep in check the pronunciation of broken comes out well.
Yeah, yeah.
Apart from that, we'll keep in check that you're using the right and fit vocabulary.